Hello guys, let's chat. Now, I have not tried to do my makeup in a very long time, so it feels like it's a good time for another attempting to do makeup video while we chat about life. Now, my products have literal dust on them because I haven't used them in so long, but I have bought some new products to try. So the first thing I bought is this, I think it's just called Designer Brand Cream Bronzer. Now, I have tried bronzer before, but I've only tried the powdered version and I just could not get it to look good. So I thought maybe getting a cream one would be a bit better. I also got 3 different lip products. They're from the Kind lip collection. I just got this color. Can't see it that well. Sorry, the lighting's not great. Then I got sort of like a clear one. And then also this like kind of darker colored one, which I love. And I also got this comically large sponge because I just thought it was funny. And I also got this little powder buffer thing and another sponge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first of all take this jumper off because I know I'm gonna get makeup all over it. I'm going to go wet these and then we will jump straight into this. Getting them out of the packaging is gonna be the most difficult part of this video, I think. I probably should have opened this before I started filming. Oh my gosh, it's so big. I'm so excited about it. And then yeah, I got this little like powder thing I thought would be good for my like translucent powder at the end. I do have a mirror to the side here, so if I keep looking that way, that's why. And I have this gorgeous headband. What do we think? Wow. I know you're supposed to start with like primer. I don't have that. So I'm starting with this Professional. It is like a primer, but I think it's just for like your nose. I should have bought makeup wipes. I did not think about that. I went to the shops today to get just some stuff. I've been redoing my room. There will be a vlog up in a couple weeks of me like doing this wall and stuff like that. So I went to the shops today to get some stuff for my little room redo moment, and then I forgot to buy anything for my room and I just bought random stuff instead. So that was really good of me. I like to sort of have kind of a topic for a video like this. Like I think the last one I did was about me dropping out of university. This one is not going to be as dramatic. I just kind of want to talk about a couple of things that I wish I knew in my teens as now someone who is 21. Now, I did not love high school growing up. I was just never, I think I liked it like year 7, year 8, but then after that, I honestly really disliked high school. I guess you could say I'm glad I finished it, but you know, it was not, I just did not enjoy it very much at all. So looking back now, I feel like if I could speak to my younger self, I would definitely have some things to say to her because poor girl was very hard on herself for like no reason. So let's chat about that a little bit. Also, I usually mix 2 different foundation colors together, but I think I'm just gonna use this one. It's like probably, it might be a little bit too light, but I really don't care. I haven't done my makeup in a hot minute, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next. I feel like foundation's a good base moment. So I'm gonna do foundation next. And I might use this big boy. I just really wanna use the big one, so I'm gonna use the big one. So the first thing that I would probably tell my younger self is, as of right now, I do not miss high school. I remember being in high school and everyone would tell me, oh, you're gonna miss high school once you leave. Like, I'm sure, I know that some people do. Like, I have spoken to some of my friends and they do, which is like obviously fine. And like, you know, everyone has different experiences in high school, but I do not miss it a bit. Maybe that'll change as I get older. Like, there's definitely things like, you know, money and stress that like in school, obviously that's lesser. Like, you're not as stressed about finances. I mean, again, it's each to their own. Like, everything's different for everybody. So like obviously there are more things to be stressed about once you leave school, but that doesn't mean that I miss school. I honestly don't miss much of it at all. I would say the main thing I miss is like seeing my friends every day, but like other than that, I don't miss anything about it really. So I wish I could just tell my younger self that, like, because it's kind of hard when someone tells you, oh, you're just gonna miss school once you leave. If you hate school, I didn't hate school, but I didn't really like it very much. But when people tell you that and you dislike it, it's like, oh no, is it just gonna get worse after this? Like, it definitely is more stressful in other avenues, but like, I don't miss school. I like my job. I like doing my own study at my own pace online. I don't miss school at all. I'm glad I graduated, but I don't miss it. Like, I don't wish I could go back. You know what I mean? Another thing I wish I could tell teenager Hannah is that experiment with makeup, which sounds so stupid, I know, but I so regret not getting into it when I was younger because now I want to do it. Obviously, you don't have to do makeup, but now that I want to do it, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm making it up as I go along at this point because I didn't grow up doing it. So I kind of wish that I did it while I was growing up. I think think I was just put off of it because I know you have to go through that phase where you're not very good at it. And now at age 21, I'm going through that phase of not being very good at it. That being said, I've been trying to teach myself how to do makeup for years, but it's just because I don't do it frequently. So, you know, I never get a chance to really get into it. But I wish I just experimented more with style and with my makeup. Another thing I would tell teenager Hannah is you will find someone that loves you for you. I remember I even found a diary, like an old diary from when I was younger. And me clearly just being so stressed out. I'm like, what if no one, like I literally said, what if no one ever loves me? Like, first of all, I have family and friends that love me, but obviously, I mean, when I wrote, I was obviously meaning more like a romantic relationship. I now have the most amazing boyfriend ever. We've almost been together for 3 years. Now, obviously, right out of high school, you know, or even in 2021, you may not find the right person for you straight away, and that's okay. Like, there's no rush to it, but I just wish I wasn't so concerned about that growing up. I remember being so stressed. I'm like, I just didn't think that someone would love me, which is so sad, especially because I did struggle with my weight growing up. Like, I want to say like 14, 15, I can't remember exactly. I was quite overweight, and I think that just really messed with my body image, and I was like, oh my goodness, is anyone ever gonna love me? There is someone there out for you, and you know, just, you don't have to rush into things like that. Like, I definitely rushed into stuff growing up just because I wanted to feel loved. In a romantic sense, I obviously felt loved in other senses, but in a romantic sense, I just wanted to feel loved. And it made me rush into things that I since now regret. So, you know, be nice to yourself. You have so much love to give someone. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Guys, I don't know what I'm saying, okay? This is not... Do we look good? Another thing I wish I could tell myself is you probably won't speak to most people once you leave high school. Now, I kind of expected this, to be honest. Like, I was in my head, I kind of had that I probably wouldn't speak to... Where did my other makeup sponge go? Oh, there it is. That I probably wouldn't speak to people once I left school. And I was okay with that. I definitely still speak to some people, but you really have to put in an effort. So I would just say, you know, it's okay to grow apart from people once you leave school, because that's just how life works. Also, I just used the Matte Poreless Maybelline Fit Me foundation, if you're wondering. It's like 4 years old. Moving on, I'm actually going to be using the multi-use sculpting concealer Born This Way from Too Faced. My friend gave it to me 3 years ago. I still use it. So just ignore why it's disgusting. But anyway, I have always done this like before foundation. This, I think, is the first time I'm doing it after foundation. But I also cannot remember for the life of me. So I could have just fully lied to you guys. I don't know. But yeah, it's like so normal to drift from people from high school. Like, you really do have to put in an effort to sustain those friendships long term. I definitely still have some friends from high school, some in fact that I wasn't even close with in school. That's another thing I've noticed, is that I have actually started speaking to or gotten sort of closer to people that I wasn't that close to in school. Oh my goodness, this is not the right shade at all. This is what I use in summer, and now it's like almost winter and I have 0 tan, so please ignore this discoloration going on. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. I should have used my lighter one. I did not think. I just did. So just ignore all of this. Ignore all of this. But yeah, as I was saying, you definitely have to put an effort in. Like, you also need to come to terms with the fact, like, once you leave school, let's just say someone you're really close with, you don't really talk as much anymore, you still text, but it's rare, and they like never seem to be free. That's also just adult life. Like, people have jobs, people are studying, people have relationships, and, you know, they may live far away, like, it could be like a 30-40 minute drive. Like, sometimes people are just busy, and that's okay. Like, I feel like a lot of people struggled from leaving high school into adult life because, like, they didn't see their friends as much, but it's like everyone is just busy. Like, I remember once I left school, I was working, I was doing like surf lifesaving, I was playing sport, you know, like, there's just a lot going on, especially once you leave school, like jumping into the workforce. I mean, I worked through high school as well, but obviously not to like full-time job or anything like that. So it's just like that jump from school to like full-time work and like study as well, if you go to university or TAFE or anything like that, it can be a lot for people, and sometimes people just drift apart solely because they're exhausted from what they're doing day to day, and that's okay. I feel like it's just good to be prepared that sometimes people drift apart, and it's no fault of the person themselves. It's just once you leave school, things just get, you know, a little bit crazy sometimes. I am using the MCO Beauty Super Glow Golden Drops. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I should probably shake it. I have used it a few times. I just can't remember how I used it, so I'm just going to plop some on my face and see how we go. Another thing I wish I could tell my teenager self is do be mindful of what you post on the internet. Now, this is more like really young, like pre-teen or early teen Hannah. It's not like I have like big regrets. Like, it's okay, I'll live. It's just like, I wish I wasn't on social media as young as I was. I don't know if you can see it. I just put some on my face there. I didn't really know what to do with it. But not so much YouTube and stuff like that, like watching people on YouTube, obviously. But it's more like Snapchat and Instagram. I just wish I got it when I was older. Because obviously I begged for it growing up. But I just wish that I wasn't on it as early, and now I can see from a parent's point of view why they wouldn't want their children on social media at all, because I definitely got exposed to some things that I wish I didn't growing up. Again, that's nothing, like, that is not my parents' fault at all. They didn't grow up with social media, so they, you know, they don't know how bad it could be at the time or anything like that. And also because I would have literally begged and begged for it until they said yes. But looking back now, I wish that I didn't ask for it so early on. I wasn't even that young. Like, people definitely had it earlier than I did. I don't know. I feel like it can just be so toxic. Like, it can be really bad, especially once you get to high school and stuff like that. Because it's like all sorts of stuff can happen online, and it's a scary place. Anyway, I'm now trying this cream bronzer, and I'm terrified. How am I supposed to... Hello? Oh. Okay. I'm nervous, guys. Hopefully this looks good. I see people apply a lot, so I'm just gonna apply a lot and hope for the best. Guys, I feel like I've messed up here. Oh no. I think there are new laws possibly being introduced in Australia, which is where I live, if you couldn't tell, to raise the age that people are allowed social media. Now, I don't know if that's even going to change anything, to be honest, because I know that people that I'm friends with that had Instagram and stuff like that way earlier than they should have. So, you know, even changing the age, I don't know if that'll change anything. But I think that there does need to be something done, because social media is so toxic, especially with this whole like wave of Andrew Tates. It's just not good. It's really just not a good place. It's not a healthy place, but it can be so amazing. So that's like why I'm so 50-50 on how I feel about the subject of social media, because you really can find a community on here. And I know that I have, but it's like I've definitely gone through stages of my life where social media was not like that for me. Even like, I definitely go through stages where it's like social media is not a good place for me. Now that I've started making my own content and making my own community, it's a little bit different. But like, I remember some of the people I used to follow on Instagram and stuff like that. Like, it really used to get to me, like some of the stuff people would post, or like I would feel so much jealousy in some situations. And then I have to remind myself my social media is also a highlight reel. So it's just really hard. It's a hard topic to talk about, because a lot of people don't realize how much it's affecting them until they put the phone away and realize. Like, I didn't realize how bad like some things affect me until I stopped looking at it. And I was like, wait, I actually feel 10 times better. Does this look horrific? What do we think? You can't really tell in this lighting, but I can tell in the mirror that it looks horrid. I feel like I've got too much under here. What have I done? Look, we're trying our best out here. We're experimenting. This does not look good. It looks like I have a rash. But yeah, that's definitely something I wish I could tell my teenager self, is to use social media less. But it's also hard because, you know, like, that's how you speak to your friends and stuff like that. So it's just difficult. Like, that's just a difficult topic that I just don't have the answer to. I'm just a 21-year-old girl who is trying her best. Another thing I wish I could tell my teenager self, people that are being mean generally just have a lot going on. And look, high school is not easy for anyone, okay? And they feel the need to take it out on you. It sucks, but if they're treating you a certain way, you just can't even imagine what they have going on in their own life. Not that it excuses it or anything like that, but people make mistakes. And I think it's just important to remember that a lot of people are going through other things as well. If people are giving you a hard time, just remember it's not going to last forever. Take it day by day. And high school is this big in the scheme of things, really. I don't think it actually looks as bad as I was expecting. You can't even really see it in this camera. You actually cannot see it at all. In the mirror though, it looks great, guys, if you're wondering. If you embarrassed yourself in high school, I know I did more than once. Like, I had some embarrassing moments, okay? I had some embarrassing moments. Who cares? Who cares? Once you leave school, it does not matter. Not to mention, like, sure, you've done something that's embarrassing. Like, it's embarrassing, okay? It is what it is. But, like, people have their own stuff going on. Like, sure, people will remember it for, like, a week. Then no one cares. My eyebrows look horrific, and I don't know how to fix it, so I'm giving up. I just have to remind myself there's more important things going on, If people make fun of me for it, cool. People will forget. I just have to reminded myself growing up that like people do embarrassing stuff all the time. Like try and remember back to when you were in school of something embarrassing someone else did. And to be honest, not much will come to your mind. And even then, if it does, it would just be like a funny memory and you'll move on. So it's really not that deep. Like sure, I did some embarrassing stuff, but so did other people. And I can't even remember anything that anyone else did. After leaving high school, I literally cannot believe how much happier I have been, because in school, my mental health was so bad. I wanted to drop out so badly. I would cry all the time. I just felt a lot of pressure from friend groups and school, and I had a horrific time. Now, does it mean that all of school was bad? No, like I still had some good friends. I still enjoyed some classes. Like it wasn't all bad. I definitely do not miss it, is basically what I'm saying. So if you have a terrible time at school, just try and find like the good in things. Like that's what I had to end up just doing. Sure, school sucks, but at least I have like a couple friends that we have fun and I enjoy hanging out with them, or I enjoy this teacher in this class, or I enjoy the bus ride to school because I get to listen to my favorite music, or just stuff like that. It really has to be the small things that get you through the day, okay? It always was the small things to me that got me through the day, and I did have good friends in school. Some of them I don't speak to now, but we still did have a good bond through school, which I think definitely helped. But it can be hard, and it can be hard to know who to trust and things like that. My usual go-to method, or what I would tell my past self, is if they are speaking, if you're not that close to them, right? Sorry, I have to hold this eyelid down, otherwise I can't get makeup on it. If you're talking to someone that's like a friend, but you're not like best friends, like you're not that close, and all they do is talk badly about other people, chances are they're talking badly about you behind your back as well. So I would just be careful about what you say about around them, things like that. Obviously, if you're like best friend and you're talking about stuff, that's a little different because, you know, you're like besties and you tell each other everything. But like, if it's someone you're like good friends with but not that close with, I would just steer very clear from telling them anything. I can't tell if my eye makeup is good or not. Does it look okay, guys? I kind of hate this. I didn't put any blush on. I just realized, but I don't know where blush is, so I'm just not gonna do it. I kind of want to do something else to the eye. Maybe I'm gonna put on some lip balm, and then I'm going to maybe do some more to my eye. But yeah, I just remember in school maybe trusting people I shouldn't have. A lot of my thing was I'll trust someone until they give me a reason not to, but then the damage is already done. So I'm not saying, obviously, if you have things you need to talk about with people, obviously find someone you can trust and speak to them about it. But it's just, if you know you don't want people knowing about it, just be cautious of who you're telling those things to. Because some people, they won't even do it on purpose, but they'll just like accidentally spill it. And you're like, great, now everyone knows. But also, if that does happen, I mean, it sucks, but it will be okay. I promise you, it will be okay again. Also, something I wish I could tell my past self is stick to the hobbies you actually enjoy. Like, I definitely got made fun of about some things, and it made me stop doing things I really enjoyed doing because I just got embarrassed because some people thought it was silly. But who cares? Like, now going back, I wish I could. And I stayed pretty true to myself for most of high school. But, like, I do wish that I stayed on with hobbies and stuff that I enjoyed doing. Now I do them as an adult, but it just made me sad to look back at past Hannah who just wanted to do those things and was just so nervous to. Another thing I wish I could tell past Hannah is just don't follow models on Instagram growing up. Like, while I am like 13, 14 years old, I am looking at these like supermodels. I'm like, why do I not look like that? Because you're 13 years old, Hannah. And because the photos aren't even real, because they're edited. That's why you don't look like that. I know that age, I just didn't really have that same mental grasp on things like that. So when I just saw a pretty picture of a model, I was like, oh, so I'm just ugly. When it's like, no, I mean, that girl's obviously gorgeous, but there's makeup and there's editing and there's posing, and it's just like, it's not real. People do not look like that. Like, leave your house and have a look around. There's obviously beautiful people, but a lot of the times it is not what they look like on their Instagram or their social medias. And that's okay, as long as you have the mental grasp to understand that, because obviously growing up, I didn't. And I just didn't understand how other people looked like that, and I didn't. I kind of just wish that I definitely didn't follow like models and stuff like that growing up, because it definitely got into my head a little bit. Now I can look at stuff like that and I don't care. Does this look good, guys? I can't tell. Sorry, I just keep jumping all over the place. I need to take my meds. I should have taken my meds before I started filming. Anyway, what do we think? My hair kind of looks good today. Maybe I do a little bit of experimenting with my eyes because I'm gonna take this makeup off like immediately. So it doesn't really matter if I mess it up now. Anyway, the main point of this video was just to say, if you're in high school right now and you're struggling, it will get better. Just stay true to yourself and just look to the future, you know, stick to your goals. I promise you, 95% of the stuff that happens in high school will not matter once you leave, okay? I know that feels so hard in the moment to grasp. Like, I remember my parents telling me that, and I was like, you guys just don't get it. They did get it, and they were right. It is just 95% of the stuff in high school will not matter the second you walk out of those gates. In the moment, it feels like your like whole world, and it is. Like, high school while you're in it is your whole world. And that's what's so rough about it when you're having such a terrible time. But once you graduate and you walk through those gates for the last time, 95% of the stuff that happened will not matter, okay? So just hang in there. I love you. There's people that love you. Reach out to family or friends if you're really, really struggling. There are people that care about you, and you will get through this. But I'm gonna shut up now and go take off my horrendous makeup. Yeah, it just doesn't look good. And I just don't know. Like, it kind of looks good here, but then I look in the mirror and I'm like, I think the bronzer was good though. I'm quite proud of myself with the whole bronzer thing. Anyway, but I'm gonna shut up now. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week with a new upload. But I love you all and look after yourselves. Bye.